For the last 2 weeks, the students have been living in a 12-meter by 12-meter grid, and within that, they've been excavating artifacts that are going to tell them a story about the Whittlesley culture that was once prominent here in Ohio.
Anthropologists and archaeologists and people who are preserving culture are also going at these questions in the same way that the girls are.
They have to use real field techniques with respect to the excavating. They are plotting everything they find in 3 dimensions. And then they actually use that information to create a digital map of the entire site that they will use to interpret what might have been happening here back in the 1600s.
Research on place-based learning shows that girls learn most deeply and most lastingly when they're in a certain place and they have time to get to know what's special about this place. So this unit was developed to help them think about what life was like in Ohio several hundred years ago.
It's a whole different thing when you're thinking about archaeology in the classroom and drawing something on the board, and you know, maybe you're up out of your seats. It's a whole different thing when you're actually out here in the forest in an actual archaeological excavation.
Well, since I'm like a visual learner, I think that actually experiencing through this dig process makes me remember this experience more.
Learning about fossils in classrooms is great, but I'd much rather find one than look at a book.
One of the things that I really like about the dig is how interdisciplinary we make it for all the 7th grade girls. Typically, when we think about interdisciplinary studies, we think about bringing together English and history or science and math. But the dig gives us the opportunity to bring together math and art, to look at pottery and size the pot shards when they break up. Or it gives us the opportunity to think about how English and science work together to study how the people whose artifacts we're digging up lived in the environment around us.
If you want to see confidence and resilience built in girls, you bring them to a sand pit for 2 weeks, tell them to carefully sieve through it gently, and next day, go back out there. You have a sunburn? Go back out there. Your hands are dirty and you're tired? Go back out. And you see them building that confidence. They get so excited day after day to come back and actually find something on day 3.
Throughout the dig, my partner and I have gone very close to just throwing up our hands, and then we find something, and it really gives us a boost of confidence to be able to say there is something in this square.
One of the things I love most about the dig is how much girls shine when they're out here. Sometimes girls can fly a little under the radar in the classroom, or sometimes they are more kept to themselves. But at the dig, when they're working with their hands, they're getting dirty, they're building fishing equipment, they're putting pottery back together, we really see a whole different skill set come to light.
We have had to work together to be able to accomplish what we are setting out for. So my partner and I, we finished a square. We moved on to our second one, and when we finished our first one, we were so proud of ourselves because we worked together and we got through it. We sifted all the sand and we worked together to be able to get that done.
I see the girls develop their bonds and relationships over the 2 weeks that they're out here. Even though it's at the end of the year, we're in a fairly big class, and a lot of students haven't gotten the opportunity to spend one-on-one time with one other student in the grade. Also, when they're working in teams of 4 or 5 and building things, they really have to draw on the skills of other students in the class and realize that their classmates are talented in ways they didn't expect.
The dig helps the girls go to that next level of thinking by pushing them to put together the clues to see the bigger picture.